and as soon as you're ready, you tell me, babe.
Go.
All right, absolute willpower. I did a whole presentation once on why willpower doesn't work. Dr. Phil thinks there's no such thing. Willpower is a myth. Now, the head of TOPS, Takes Off Pounds Sensibly, says you can learn willpower. It's like a muscle. Natural, innate willpower ain't there, but you can learn it. It's like you ride the bike every day and then you build it up from 2 miles to 5 miles. You're building those butt muscles. Tony, did you do 50 minutes on the elliptical the first time you got on it?
No.
Were you at 7 strength the first time you got on it? You work your way up. This article talks about how we can tone the muscle of willpower. And let me tell you how they do say that. Practice makes perfect. This is interesting. No one is shoving food in your mouths. No one. No one could come in there and say, you know, Ellen, I would have done really good, but my husband Friday night picked up a cheeseburger, held the back of my head, shoved it down my throat. It wasn't my fault. Then the next day, my mother took her homemade cookies and she put me down on the ground and she was doing this. No one is putting one thing in our mouths but us. Now, I'm not talking about anybody who might have a thyroid problem, a metabolism problem. Maybe they're trying hard. Here's what I say. Check your health plan, get a dietitian, go to an endocrinologist, have your blood work done, and if none of those things make a difference like they didn't with me, then that means you're just going to have to eat a little less and move a little more. And you know what? You might say, Ellen, I eat less, I move more. Well, then we say, well, I guess I'll weigh 199 forever. Or you say, give it a rest, let your body take a break, and then it'll happen. Diana was big on that. She was my role model. She lost a lot of weight, and boy, she plateaued forever. I'd look at her food log, and I'd say, man, why isn't she losing? All of a sudden, boom, 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 it started kicking in. She taught me patience. Let's talk about how we can practice our willpower. I love this. They talk about visualize yourself. Now, I did this because I knew this week was going to happen. So I did that. I sat at my desk, and I visualized myself eating all that food. Then I visualized myself on the scale. I visualized me not being able to button my pants. I visualized myself eating Tums. And then I visualized how good I would feel if I didn't eat it. And you know what? It worked. It worked. Another thing you can do is you imagine yourself smiling. You know, no one comes in and goes, hey, I gained 5 pounds. That was great. You know, oh, I had a bad week. Oh. You imagine yourself smiling and happy and saying, hey, I did good. I resisted it. This is fun. You have close encounters. I can't imagine doing this. You go into Biscotti's Bakery. You stand there and you look at the carrot cake. You look at everything. Then you leave. This woman would always go into the bakery every day. She must have been doing, I don't know what kind of job she had. She'd go to her favorite bakery a couple times a day. And then the doctor said to her, work your way up. Go in, leave. Go in, leave. She got to the point where she could go in there for 20 minutes, have a cup of coffee, and leave. Then in a year, she lost 100 pounds because she felt control. How many times do we feel out of control? I have no self-control, I have no control. A buffet. Last week I said, how many people are afraid of food? A lot of us raised our hands. I was kind of afraid a couple times this week. You go to a wedding, you go here, you go there, and we're always going somewhere, aren't we? We're always going somewhere. And we're afraid. Then we practice. And then I like this too. I can't do it. Maybe I'll work on it. Maybe I'll practice it. You have one bite of Biscotti's carrot cake. And then you go, I'm done. You have a bite. Somebody went to a buffet and they just had spoonfuls of what they wanted. Spoonfuls. Try it. It's an idea. It's called a taste test. And then you stop. Now that doesn't mean you put it in your refrigerator and you go out every minute and take a little more and a little more and a little more and a little more. And then you say, oh my gosh, it's gone. How did that happen? You practice it. And the best part to do it is if you're in a restaurant with your 15-year-old son who eats like anything, because he plays every sport there is, and he has a hot fudge sundae, which he loves, and you say, can I have a spoonful? And then all these things go through his mind where he's thinking, she did give birth to me, she did almost die, I guess maybe I'll let her have a spoonful. So when I finally weasel a spoonful out of him, I know that's all I'll get, because then he moves farther away from me down the table. So, have a taste test with someone who will eat the rest. Okay, Bob, I'm going to stop there.